Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be customizing the Declasse DR1 in Grand Theft Auto Online. Obviously this thing is on sale this week, so if you guys are interested in picking it up the day that this comes out or the day after, it will still be available discounted in GTA Online. But of course we're going to be customizing and reviewing this vehicle today. So let's go ahead and hop inside. Now the Declasse DR1, kind of an interesting vehicle. It is in the open wheel class, which is only 4 vehicles. So there's the Benefactor BR8, the Osla R88, the Progen PR4, and then the Declasse DR1. Now I personally think that this thing looks a little bit more like an Indy car, more so than an F1 car. Correct me if I'm wrong about this. I don't really know a whole lot about either of the sports. But just something about the shape of the DR1 just kind of steers me to believe it's more of like an Indy car. But of course I could be wrong about this. So anyways, let's go ahead and start off with the armor. We're going to go all the way up on that. The bodywork, we can go ahead and change this up quite a bit actually, if we want to. Honestly, I feel like the Carbon Mark 1 vented body looks really good. I think I'm going to go for that option today. For the brakes, we're going to put on these super brakes, which are exclusive to very few vehicles in GTA Online. However, I do believe that all of the open wheel class vehicles do have those, which is pretty cool. Now for the front wings, we can do quite a few different things here. Now, interestingly, with these vehicles in the open wheel class, these things actually do make a pretty huge difference to how much downforce your vehicle will actually produce, which is pretty cool. Now, as far as the front wing on this thing goes, I think I want to go for the dual angled fins. I feel like triple and quad is just too much, but dual seems pretty good. It seems about right. For the engine, we're going to go all the way up on that. For the exhaust, we can do some different ones here. Let's go titanium tipped. I think that's going to be the coolest. For the livery, we do have quite a few different ones that we can go through here. I do really like the Narc livery, I'm not gonna lie, that looks really good to me. Atomic 99, we got the Cell Tower Circuit, we have Demon Oil Motorsports, interesting. We have Redwood Racing, Estancia Tobacco, we have the Candy Box Racer, the Team Globe Oil, we have Declassify, and Back to None. I think that out of all of them, I really like Redwood, but I also really like the Narc livery. I think that's super clean, so I'm going to go for that option today. For the mirrors, we can go for some different colored mirrors. We can go for carbon mirrors, lightweight mirrors, or lightweight carbon mirrors. Now, I have to say, I kind of feel like the stock mirror shape kind of fits a little better. I'm going to go for some carbon stock mirrors on this vehicle. For the nose fins, we can go for one on this thing, which is kind of cool. It just separates up the front a little bit. Kind of does block the livery though, which I'm not a big fan of, so I think I'm going to avoid this option on this vehicle for today. For the nose panel, we can also go for some twin inlets there, a large inlet. We can also go for some geo inlets, primary vented panel, or carbon vented panel. Let's go for the carbon vented panel. It's not too intrusive, but it's not like super low key either, so we'll go for that. Now for the primary color on this thing, I think that matching it up with like a silver would look really, really good. We could of course also do maybe a diamond blue is the other thing I was kind of thinking of. I think that does look really sweet, honestly. I think diamond blue with the Narc, this might be a winner. This might be a winner. Let's go for that for right now. And then for the secondary color, what does this do? Is it even noticeable? Oh, it does. It does the tip top of the spoiler. You know what? Maybe a bit of like yellow or something could go kind of cool. Like, it's not going to be very visible, but it could match up with the Arrow livery right there, which could be kind of sweet. That could be kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know. At the same time, I could just match it up with the diamond blue. Maybe that's what I should do, probably. I think I'll go for that. That should be fine for right now. And for the roof fins, we can also go for one here. This is pretty cool. Honestly, the extreme roof fin is pretty sweet looking. I'm not a super huge fan of it, but at the same time, it's already got one stock. I didn't even realize. Let's just go for the extreme because it adds a little bit more to the livery. It says choke specialists, which is kind of funny, so let's just go ahead and do that. Now for the wing, we can go for the lightweight spoiler, which is interesting. I don't necessarily love it. We also have these other options here as well. The lifted circuit wing could be kind of okay as well. I don't mind it being a little bit higher with still sort of the same angles to it type of thing. And for the traction bonus, we will need to change the spoiler. So let's go lifted circuit wing. Let's do that. These vehicles all have super transmissions as far as I know as well, which is pretty cool. So we'll put that on. Turbo tuning for sure. Let's go ahead and do that. For the wheels, we have a race category wheels, and that is it. I have to say, I feel like some 6 spokes would be kind of cool. I don't really know what they use in real life for these cars. Snowflakes could be kind of cool as well, though. It has a 5 spoke to begin with, so what if we just did the classic 5, but just not stock? Let's just do them. Let's do those. And then the wheel color, we can go like black. We could also go white. Let's go white, actually. I feel like that looks good with the rest of the livery, so we'll do that. We'll bulletproof the tires as well. Tire design, we could put one on. I think that we almost should put one on. I think I will, as a matter of fact. We're going to put the atomic logo back on, which is pretty cool. Or we could put Chapal, since we have that livery sponsor there. Maybe that's what, oh, but you have to do that in yellow. Not a big fan of that. Let's go atomic. We'll just keep it simple. We'll do that. That is all we can do to this car. Let's take it outside. Now, of course, we got to do a sound test as well as a full review on the vehicle. So let's go ahead and get into that. So it doesn't sound incredible. It actually is a little bit underwhelming. Maybe I would have liked a little more volume out of it, but at the same time, it's not that terrible. So that's cool. The DR1 is an interesting vehicle. Now, in the open wheel category, it does not place the highest. It is one of the worst open wheel cars out of the 4 that are available. With that being said, it's still going to be a phenomenal car to drive around in free mode, and handling wise, it's going to be, you know, pretty much on par with the other 3 that are in the same class. But it is a really cool looking open wheel car. I actually really like the look of this thing a lot. I like the customization that you can do, although there's not a whole lot. There is some that you can do, and I think it's enough for me personally, so I do like it. I am a fan of it for sure. The DR1 is a vehicle that I don't necessarily recommend picking up, especially if you can get the Benefactor BR8 this week as well for free from the casino podium. So if you haven't tried to do that, you should absolutely try to do that. But there are some better options on sale this week, like the Progen PR4. It is slightly better than the Declasse DR1 in terms of just general ability. It might be a little bit faster, it might have a little bit better acceleration, tiny bit higher top speed, whatever it may be. But it is an older looking, you know, open wheel car. So if you do want more of a modern style F1 or Indy car, the DR1 is a pretty great option for you. It has a lot of potential for it. It's got a lot of different builds you can go for. Given the limited, you know, customization, it's really not too bad. So you can still do something with it. Is it worth the full price tag? No, it's not. Definitely not. However, when it's on discount, I would say that it is something you could pick up, but I would only get it if you don't already have a Benefactor BR8. And if you don't have a Benefactor BR8, you might as well buy one because it's the best open wheel car in the game. So if you want to race it ever, if you want the best chance of winning, you need a Benefactor BR8. So really, there's just not much point in having a Declasse DR1 in GTA Online, at least in my opinion. It is still a cool car, it's neat, it's interesting, whatever. But at the end of the day, there are better performers. There's better performers for the money that it costs. I mean, it's a very awesome car. It handles absolutely incredibly. It can go around any of these corners, you know, as fast as I really want to do it, and it'll just understeer a tiny bit, but it'll go down, you know, any corner in, you know, perfect grip under perfect circumstances. Like it is a phenomenal car, and so are all the other open wheel cars for that matter. There's not much different between the 4 of them that do exist. Just some are slightly faster around circuits and things like that. So if you really like the DR1 though, I'd say, you know, you can of course pick it up. I'm not going to say, you know, don't get it if you've been eyeing it for a while. But I would just make sure to have a Benefactor BR8 first, because it is actually quite a bit faster than the DR1. It might not be noticeable at free mode, but on a racetrack, I think that you would notice. And it is an absolutely phenomenal F1 car in GTA Online. So the Declasse DR1 still could be worth it if you really like DR1s. If you want just an open wheel car to cruise around in, it's fine. If you want to win races though, you're going to want to go for the PR4 or the Benefactor BR8, preferably the Benefactor BR8. But anyway guys, that's pretty much all I have to say about the Declasse DR1 in Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know what you guys thought of my video in the comment section down below, of my build as well. Leave a like if you enjoy the video, dislike if you don't of course, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.